So I know a lot of you are using Facebook to grow your church. You're doing posting, you're doing groups, you're using it for internal communication, external communication. But the big question I have for you is, have you ever considered Facebook ads as a way to grow your church? So what I'm going to share with you now is 10 ways I think you can do that to grow your church. So the first way to use Facebook ads is to use it to build your email list. I think we all know that average monthly attendance has slipped over the last few years, but that doesn't mean that we have to lose influence with those people. If we find ways to get our message outside of Sunday morning, and an email address, bottom line, is a way to do that. It's permission for you and I, Pastor, to continue to add value to people over time. Now, the second way you can use Facebook ads is to promote your next big event. Now, I know a lot of you are doing Christmas and Easter. In all of our training, we teach you to do at least 4 big events a year. And the reason we want you to do that is because it gives the people in your church a because to invite their friends. They need a reason to invite their friends. And when you start running Facebook ads with a new event that's coming up with a graphic or a video, it makes it really easy for the people in your church that have already liked your fan page to share that message with their friends. And you can even run ads just to the friends of those people on Facebook. That's right, you can run an ad to friends of people in your church to promote your next big event. And you can also narrow the focus of those ads down to people that are within a certain geographic radius of the address of your church. Did you know that, Pastor? That can be powerful for your church. And obviously, you'd want to use Facebook ads to promote your next upcoming sermon series. Let me ask you a question, Pastor. How much time do you spend working on a sermon? How much time do you spend working on a sermon series? Now, doesn't it make sense to spend a little bit of time promoting that sermon or promoting that sermon series in your community? And Facebook ads can be a great way to do that, and it's incredibly shareable. Oh, and you can also use Facebook ads to share that message after the fact, because a big part of what we're trying to do with Facebook ads is indoctrinate people to who we are. Because, Pastor, most people that are in your community that don't come to your church or don't go to a church, they don't go to church for a reason, because they think they know us. And what your sermon online might mean for somebody is the chance to get to know that you're a real person, that you have real struggles, and that you're moving through this life experience just the same way that they are, and that there is real truth, real value, and real hope that you can give them. And it's a lot easier to get somebody to watch a 5 or 8 or 10 minute snippet of video online than it is to get them to visit your church. You can use Facebook ads to promote a specialty series. Now, when I say specialty series, I'm talking about divorce, I'm talking about sex and marriage, I'm talking about finances, and you can preach those sermons and then put them somewhere online where you can constantly point people back to them. Because when you really understand who it is that God's called you to serve, and you understand the unique challenges that they're having in their life, and you speak to that, people will always want to come and hear those messages. People that would never step foot in your church might be willing to listen to a sermon series that you did that could save their marriage. Another thing you can do with Facebook ads is give them RIA, results in advance. If we show people that we can help them by actually helping them, then those are results in advance. And the probability of them coming and sitting in your church and hearing more about Jesus grows tremendously when they already feel like they have a psychological bank account with you that you've been making deposits into. Now, that can look like a couple of different things. Like I said earlier, it can be videos. It could be an ebook. You can turn messages into ebooks really simply. You could also use Facebook ads to promote a local project that you or your church is driving, like cleaning up a park in your city or handing out blankets to homeless people or whatever it is. You can use Facebook ads to let the community know that you're doing that. And people that are socially aware may never come to your church, but they might come join you in a social project like that. And the last thing I wanted to tell you is you could use Facebook ads to promote an event to local business people about how to use Facebook ads to promote their businesses. And I know what you're thinking, well, Richard, I don't know anything about this. Well, the good news is I'm about to show you how you can learn about it. And here's the bottom line, Pastor, and this is a big secret. Nobody's an expert in Facebook ads. And here's how I know that. Over the last couple of years, we've tried a number of times to hire people, and every time we wind up hiring somebody that doesn't quite know what we know, just because we've used this platform so much. So the bottom line is you don't have to be an expert to get started in this. There's a lot of people earning a living right now helping other companies use Facebook ads because Facebook is constantly changing. But that doesn't mean that you and I can't leverage it to reach people who are far from Christ. So here's the big takeaway I want for you, Pastor. There is an unreached people group within a couple of miles of your church, and it's people that are resistant to your church. And we can leverage Facebook ads to reach those people. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, that's great for you, Richard. You're a techie guy and you have online training. You know how to do all this. And the bottom line is I really don't. I figured it out as I went. And that's why I wanted to create this program called Facebook Ads for Church to help pastors like you leverage this platform to reach their city. Now, Facebook Ads for Church is a click-by-click training designed to get your first ad up and running in less than 2 hours. Now, before you register, here's what you need to know. I'm going to show you how to identify your ideal members on Facebook. Now, as I talked about earlier in the video, the ideal member is the person that God has uniquely called you and equipped you to serve. That doesn't mean that we're not going to serve everybody, but it does mean that we're going to put a message out into the world to a very specific individual. We're going to show you how to craft a message that will resonate with those people. Not the features and the benefits and what's going on with your church, but how do we join the conversation that's going on in the minds of that person and speak at the core level to give us the best opportunity to be able to impact those people for Christ. Then I'm going to show you how to create an ad that will attract clicks from those people. And then lastly, we're going to dive into launching the ad and creating trackable results so that we'll know that what we're doing is actually working. And that's a big thing that's missing on the social side of Facebook, is you just really can't tell if anything's working. So we have to rely on third-party stories. Pastor, there really is an unreached people group right outside your door. People who are a stone's throw away, but they're church resistant. Now, over the last couple of years, I've used Facebook ads to partner with 1,131 churches and impact over 200,000 people. If I can do that, I know you can use Facebook ads to reach your city, Pastor. And here's my bulletproof guarantee. If you invest in this training and it isn't worth 10 times what you paid for it, I'll refund your money, no questions asked, and you can keep the entire training and all the bonuses for free forever. Okay, so go ahead and click the button below and get started.